Hello, everybody. Randy Bufford here, and just wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you about mission and staying focused on our mission. And certainly, the last few weeks, I've talked to you about changes, and we do have a lot of changes in our business that are driving us. Most of it macro, some internal, but if you think about the macro market forces and what we're doing with our business plans to react to the various CMS-led program initiatives. We also have the Department of Labor forcing initiatives on us, and you'll be hearing more about this. In fact, including announcements this morning in the Monday message around people who were previously salaried employees who are now going to be hourly as a result of some government changes around our business. And if that's just not enough, then November 28th, the first of three dates for us, some very transformative CMS-led changes around the regulatory side of our business. And we've had information in the last two emails about that. And so I've been talking a lot about changes, other people have. And I think my message this week is not as much about that change, about just remembering what our mission is. And so I want to think about it this way. And yes, I'm dressed up as a Daffy pilot today because I think there's a very, very relevant message around aviation and being a pilot that is good for all of us to hear. And one of the very first lessons that they teach you in flight school is remember at all times, do not get distracted. Remember your main mission, which is to fly the airplane. And I've owned airplanes for a long time and had, fortunately, only three pilots on a regular basis, beside temporaries and contractors occasionally. And all those gentlemen were very good at what they did. And also, always remember, no matter what's happening, we have a mission here is to fly our airplane. Now, I did have an experience with this where because of owning planes, I studied things and I got access to the National Transportation Safety Board incident reports, and I would read those occasionally. And one time, a number of years ago, probably over 20 years ago now, I had a more personal experience about this lesson about flying airplanes. And it seems there was a gentleman named Brian Kershaw who won the Bassmasters Classic, which was in Greensboro. And it's one of these things where they bring you in and all the fans are cheering and they pull the bass out of this boat and they weigh them. And I think he won by 4 or 5 ounces. It was very close, 23 years old. And then he had to catch a plane to go to where he was going to go next. And he went out and got on an American Airlines or American Eagle Trans commuter down to over to Raleigh to catch to the hub to catch his flight. And unfortunately for him and 12 other people on that flight, the captain, they crashed the airplane upon approach. And when they did the study and found out what happened, the two pilots up front thought they heard a noise, thought they'd actually lost one of their motors, and they paid more attention to the fact that they had lost, or in their minds, had lost a motor or heard noises that sounded like it. It was a dark, rainy night, that they forgot the number one lesson was to fly their airplane. And unfortunately, they ended up flying the airplane into the ground. There were, I think, 3 or 4 survivors, but unfortunately, this gentleman who I had just witnessed, winning the Bassmasters Classic, and I was really into fishing back then, passed at 23 years old with the pilots and other people. Just very unfortunate. But the lesson, as I read later, the NTSB report on that, was the pilots had lost situational awareness and they lost their main mission. If they just paid attention and flew the plane and kept the airspeed up and watched their altimeters and did all those other great things, then certainly there wouldn't have been an accident. And so in our business, it's pretty much the same way. I've been talking a lot about change and some different things, but I don't want you to lose sight of what our mission, our values, and those kind of things are, such that we would lose sight of that, and then we have some unfortunate thing happen, or we're just not paying attention, which is taking great care of our employees so they can take care of our residents. And we do a great job at that, but I think it's important to remind ourselves, don't let mission creep happen. Don't let flight awareness happen to you. Sort things out, but our first and foremost priority is to our residents that we serve, our employees we serve, our standards, our values, all those basics that make us brilliant. The other lesson is in a time of change, everybody's on edge. Okay, I mean, change, who likes it? I don't, I guess probably I've been a leader of change, but I'm not sure I like it. Hell, it would have been a lot easier on us this year if the government hadn't changed our program, or, we didn't have to work with all these new regulations or sort through the issues around the Department of Labor changing their rules. I mean, stability is great. So, I think some people adapt to change better, but it causes all of us a certain amount of stress, let's face it. And so, down there right at the end of the name badge there is number 5. Take what the company's doing seriously, but not yourself, please. And let's have some fun around here. Do something fun with your teams. Do something fun with your residents. And I know we do a lot of that. I just see a little bit too seriousness sometimes. And, we do have serious responsibilities. We also going to have our lighthearted moments as well. And don't take what you're doing too seriously as far as yourself goes. Take what our mission is. Be purposeful in keeping right on line with your flight awareness, if you will. But above all, just get up every day, have at it, work as team approach. Remember our values. It all works out great. So, silly CEO, silly flight suit. I'm surprised Snoopy didn't come flying in here with me, chasing after the Red Baron. You guys make it a great week. Have fun in all you do. Tell somebody out there you love them. You appreciate what they're doing. If we all did that for each other, better environments, better things happen. Have at it. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, this CEO Red Baron's here to support you any way I can. Take care. Have a great week.
Patrol. His mission is to find the Red Baron and shoot him down. Here's the World War I flying ace climbing into the cockpit of his Sopwith Camel. Contact, he shouts.